Yo, what's up, everyone? We're gonna be reviewing the market today. Today was September 18th, 2025. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Um, yeah. I wish I had just more energy, but guys. Oh, what's this? Hang on a second. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, let's review what happened today. So, man, trade of the day was this beautifully obvious um, 6 hour SMT with London lows. Alright, so there's that 6 hour SMT. We had a beautiful 15-minute Fervaya gap here. I wish I took this. This was beautiful. And then we had a 1 minute change in state. And, at the time, I didn't realize this was flow state, but in hindsight, it's very obvious that this was flow state, right? We had a liquidity sweep of these lows here. Yeah, liquidity sweep into the 15-minute Fervaya gap, and then 1 minute change in state of delivery on the aligned time frame. And that marked the exact low. And yeah, from there we probably go to the max extension. Let's go ahead and check. Once again, I wish I took this. Oh wow, we don't go all the way to the max extension, but we probably go to the max extension measured from the red ones. Yeah. So that's something to take into account. Like, maybe take the trade from the top of the red body to the bottom of this. That's probably what I'd do. Oh, what the heck? Someone's calling me. That's okay. Actually, yo, what's up? Hey, what's up? Oh, okay. I'm in the middle of back testing the day. I'm in the middle of back testing the day. I'm doing live stream right now. I'm in the middle of back testing the day. I'm in the middle of a live stream right now. What? Yeah, you can just come. You can just come hang out and come to my room. I don't care. I don't care that I'm live. You can literally just walk in. All right. Okay. Talk to you later. Peace out. Bye. And yeah. Anyway, accumulation. Right. Very obvious accumulation range. And then, honestly, guys, you wouldn't need to target all the way up there. You could just target the other side of the range here. So I just target like this. Man, today was really clean, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad about it. Like, because this should have been really, really obvious. And I did point this out in the moment, right? I was like, well, we're probably gonna get a reaction off of this, and we did, and I should have just taken it. That's 3-1 right there. Crazy nice. But anyway, guys, just a little bit better every single day. That's what matters. I don't care about anything else. And then, yeah, I would take profit here. And this is just a really simple trade. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. So, anyway, yeah, I like this a lot. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. This is how I would take it. $9.50. Oh, it's also in the macro. Man, this really was free money, huh? This really was free money. Bro, I just suck, man. What's wrong with me? Oh my. This actually kind of makes me mad. How did I not take this trade? I was gonna take the inversion, right? But, you know, definitely was just feeling nervous, and that's what happens when I only have one trade a day, right? So, anyway, it's whatever. You know what? Let's actually just make it like this. There we go. One day at a time, guys. So, 9:56. So we gotta make a new folder for today, for Thursday. I didn't even record Wednesday. Okay, 9:56 flow state retest, 15-minute key level, 1-minute change in state. Alright. And then, yeah, the other trade that I really wanted to take was this first presented for value up getting inversed. And yeah, that was just really obvious, and I don't know why I didn't take it. I do know why I didn't take it, because you know, I was trying to calculate the risk in time. That's not easy. Okay, so here's what this trade would look like. Wrong way. Now I was gonna take it like maybe like that. So okay, let's do a quick practice round. How many cons would this be? Let's say I did 3, which is a little bit more realistic, right? Let's say I did 3.3. So that'd be 0.3. I don't know how futures work, but can't you not just have a set stop loss to it? Yeah, that's exactly. So I already have the daily loss limits put in place, which are going to essentially be my stop loss. So that's exactly right, Gary. I'm not. I haven't even been putting a stop loss because the daily loss limit is going to liquidate me, and that's exactly going to be where my stop loss is supposed to be. Now, here's the thing. The issue is not that the stop loss, where I put the stop loss. The issue is I'm copy trading it onto like 3 different platforms, right? So I have to go, okay, 0.3. So it's risking 200. So this is really 0.3. So on my personal account, I can't even risk 1 micro, right? So I wouldn't take this because this would be 1 micro on my personal account. Because I'd be since this is 200, I put in here 200. I risk 20 on my personal. So no trade on personal, and then I'm just gonna calculate the risk. I could. I haven't found one I liked yet, to be honest. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep doing it this way. So, this is 3 micro contracts if on a base risk. So 12. So this would be 12 contracts on Top Step and 36 contracts on Apex. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep getting better at doing the math in my head, and but anyway, right? Yeah. This trade was amazing. I'm not too worried about it, Gary. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I kind of have a solution for it already, and the solution is just I'm going to get way faster at mental math, and that's just what for me makes sense. Sure, other people might just use a copy trader, but I don't know. I feel like doing mental math at a high level could actually even be faster than a copy trader, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to practice doing mental math really fast in my head. And it's going to take some practice, but that's just kind of what I want to do. So there we go. That's the trade I wanted to take. This would have been first percent for value gap getting inversed, obvious accumulation. Here, let's actually mark it out. Obvious accumulation, manipulation of the low. We had 6-hour SMT, and then distribution. But yeah, basically I have it figured out now. I learned my lesson for today, which is I need to specifically practice figuring out how much to risk and then converting it into all the risks on the different accounts. So 0.3 would be not 1 micro on my personal, so I wouldn't take it. It'd be 0.3 of a micro. It would be 12 on Top Step, 12 micro contracts, and 36 on Apex. See how fast I did that, right? And I'm just gonna get fast at doing that. So, okay. Did I screenshot this already? I don't know. But yeah, that was beautiful. And, the market even gave me a second chance to get an entry when it pulled back to retest the first percent for value gap. And I should have just clicked the button. I was just, oh my gosh. It kind of just makes me mad. Like, what was I thinking, you know? But it is what it is. 9.9 IPG, 1 minute. First presented for value gap inversion. Beautiful. I just started streaming live trading on YouTube using EA. Come to my channel to see my EA trading live. What? EA? Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. And then we have first strike here, guys, where we have a 15-second change in state off of the first presented for value gap. And this is exactly what I was saying I wanted to see. And I should have just taken this, man. It literally, the market handed me exactly what I was looking for on a silver platter. Silver freaking platter, bro. And I didn't take it. It's crazy, bro. And then I should have just targeted the fourth standard deviation. So from here to here, I'd actually measure it out like this. Yeah, you can just target the fourth. Dude. There's no world where I should have messed this up. Whatever, guys. One day at a time. But obviously it's nerve-wracking because I only get one trade a day. I don't want to mess it up. Alright, let's practice calculating the risk. Let's say we were calculating it here. Okay, one. Okay, one micro contract on my personal. That's 10 micro contracts in regular risk. 40 micro contracts on Top Step. And 120 on Apex. That was fast. That's fast. So yeah, I think I'm going to be able to do it. It's just going to take some more time. I mean, that's just the solution that I personally want to do, is just fast mental math. Oh, 15-second change in state. But yeah, guys, this is my first strike model, and you see how nicely this played out here. Right? This is exactly what I wanted to see. And yeah, if you are nervous about one trade a day, why not half the risk and take two? Well, it's not that it's not one trade a day, it's one loss. It's one loss. That's what it is. So I can take another trade if it's a win, but if it's a loss, then I'm gonna cut the trade out. And the reason for that, Gary, the reason I'm doing only one loss and being done is because from a long-term perspective, I kind of see it as, you know, the best way for me to be successful in this long-term is limiting those drawdown streaks. And I think the best way to do that is having huge days where, you know, I can keep going if I win, but then once I lose, I don't have to. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of what I'm thinking. It's what I've decided to do over the past couple days, and, you know, might not make sense to everyone, but it makes sense to me, so that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's just going to... Obviously, it's a lot of pressure, but there needs to be a lot of pressure because trading, it's a difficult thing. Yeah, it's quality over quantity, and there's not a ton of room for error. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, it's obviously not, you know... Like, obviously it's scary for most people, but I don't know. I don't consider myself to be like most people, so I'm going to do me. And that's just kind of what I want to do. But then if I win or break even, then I can keep going, right? I just want to limit that drawdown as much as possible. $10.02. First strike, 1 minute, 15-second. Beautiful, beautiful first strike trade here. This is exactly what I mapped out to in the live stream. This is exactly what I said was likely to happen, and you guys can see that's exactly what happened, right? Pretty cool. So yeah, first strike, 1 minute, aligned time frame was 15 seconds. So yeah, I'm gonna keep getting better at practicing the risk calculation. For instance, okay, this is what I wanted to do for practice. We have a 2022 gap right here, right? We had a liquidity sweep, we had a break of structure. We had a break of structure. Someone should start timing me. And then we have a 2022 for value gap right here, right? At equilibrium. So then, let's say we took an aligned time frame change instead of delivery off of this. Measure our equilibrium. So yeah, there's equilibrium. Let's say we took an aligned time frame change instead of delivery off of this, so like a 15-second change in state. I'm honestly preferring 15-second change in states instead of 5-second. I mean, I guess you could still use 5-second if there's really if it's really needed, but I don't know. It just kind of depends on the situation. Yeah, here I would use 5-second. Wait, let me actually look. Yeah, here I would use 5-second. So, all right, let's try and calculate the risk as fast as possible. Let's see how fast we can do it. Okay, so 15-second change in state. Someone time me. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I'm gonna put stop loss here. So that's 0.5. That's not 1 micro. That's 5 micros of base risk, 20 micro contracts on Top Step, and 60 on Apex. Boom. That was probably like 5 seconds. I could deal with that. So what I did, honestly, I can't even explain it. This number is, I put in 200 on here, which since this is on NQ and I'm risking 20 on micro contract on my personal, this number is exactly how many personal contracts I should be buying. And then I'm converting that number into the 16 seconds. But did you go from when I said go? Anyway, I'm gonna get faster. But the thing is, so this number tells me exactly how many contracts to buy on my personal account. 17 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna get faster at it. But what this number is saying, so just so you guys can understand what I'm doing, I put it in the risk. So since this is 200 in NQ, it's equivalent to 20 on MNQ, right? So risking $20 per trade on MNQ, it would be 0.5 of a micro. So I would not take this trade on my personal. Then I'm converting it to $200 risk per trade, so 5 micros, and then I'm converting it to Top Step. So multiply that by 4, which would be 20 micros, and then the way I convert it to Apex is kind of confusing, but I have to take it anyway. I'm gonna get faster at it. That's the point. But here we go. It's not terrible though. I think I can make it work. So yeah, I think here, guys, I think we target this consolidation. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is like a pretty nice area to target. So this is probably what I'd do. So we have our 2022 for value gap. Equilibrium is hit. Amazing displacement with 15-second change in state of delivery. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take profit here. So that's 3R right there. Bang. It's kind of cool how there's so many different ways to take a trade within this price action, right? So very, very cool. So this would be 2022 plus, because aligned time frame change in state off of the 2022 model for value gap. Hopefully that makes sense. Where's the liquidity pool? Okay, so yeah, 5-second change in state. So yeah, you can kind of see the whole idea, right? Liquidity sweep, breaker structure, fair value gap, 2022 model gap in discount, and then 5-second change in state off of it on the retest. I think it's pretty nice, guys. So let's go ahead and screenshot this. The heck? Now, obviously, this probably would not have been my preferred trade, but I just like marking stuff out, right? I like, you know, learning and seeing what opportunities there are in these markets, you know. So 958. So many opportunities within this 950 to 1010 macro. It's crazy. 958, 2022 plus, 1 minute, 5-second. And with the 1 minute, I either align it with the 5-second or the 15-second. Okay, we could look at some more trades that happened later. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Once price action got up to this high, I got a little sad. I got a little sad because I knew that it was just like much less likely for us to get a trade. We could have looked for a trade maybe off of the retest of something within here, but I don't know. I wasn't in love with it. But let's say we did take this, right? We had a 5-minute gap. The only thing is, this was not in discount, right? This was just a random 5-minute gap. I actually think I marked this out, considering that this could we could end up getting a trade off of this. I wasn't super confident in it, but I did have it marked out. It did end up playing out. And wow, this actually would have worked out really nicely, right? Accumulation. So sometimes you just got to take trades, because guess what? Sometimes even the not perfect ones are going to still work out fine, like this one, right? This 5-minute fair value gap wasn't really in discount. Might have been in discount at this leg. But sometimes you just got to take things, just to take opportunities. Then again, you want it to be quality over quantity. So, and I don't think this is actually bad at all. What trade did you take today, Jake? I didn't take a trade, and it's because I didn't calculate my risk in time, and that's just something that, it's a lesson that I learned, that I have to, part of trading is efficiently calculating my risk and then converting it across my accounts. And that's just something that, I'm going to actually do drills to practice calculating my risk. Did you like the who was that, bro? You're funny, man. Okay. All right, guys. Time me again. Here we go. So this is 6 cons. So I would do 6 micros. So 24 on Top Step and 72 on Apex. So yeah, I can do it, guys. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, that's honestly faster than if I was plugging it into an Excel calculator. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, what I did is I took this is 0.6 of a contract on my personal account. I converted that into standard risk for $200 risk per trade, which would be 6 micros, and then I converted that, multiplied that by 4 to get the amount for the Top Step. Oh shoot, I actually calculated it wrong. 24, yeah, no, I did calculate it right. 24 micro contracts for the Top Step, and then 72 for the Apex counts. Once again, guys, I'm gonna keep getting faster at that. It's not easy. Kind of makes me look insane, but I don't know. Maybe that's just my style. Annie, you are a funny guy. Shaney. I can't forget your name is not Haney. I keep thinking it's Shaney. Oh my. I keep thinking it's Haney, not Shaney. But yeah, you're funny. So yeah, low resistance liquidity here. 30-second change in state. We had a nice 2022 model here as well, where you can see that we break structure, have a fair value up in discount on the 30-second. So yeah, I'd honestly target this high. Actually, you could literally just target this. This is not a bad trade at all, but once again, just kind of depends what you want to do. 5-minute gap. Let's see if we have an SMT. I don't think there is one. Oh, there's SMT right here. Dang. Anyway. Accumulation. Manipulation. We're just going to keep getting better here. Into the 5-minute gap. And then distribution. The key, identify AMD, get on side. Get on side with that baby. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all it is. That's all these markets are. AMD. And then trade to get on side with it. Whatever entry model you want. That's all it is. We even have an inversion for value gap right there on the 30-second, which was honestly pretty nice. Not opposed to taking even that. So 1104. So we did get opportunity later in the day. Maybe I should have stayed on the charts, but it is what it is. Actually, let's mark out this was a 1050 to 1110 macro. Oh, what the? No, we did not fit inside the macro. Just kidding. We did not fit inside the macro at all. Now you could have entered on the close too, so. $11.04 flow state retest, 5-minute, 30-second. Save. And then as well, we had that inversion that was on the right hand side of the curve. That was kind of nice. And you could actually take this on the 1 minute. It's a stupidly basic trade, but basic is fine. Wow, 1.5 R right there off of that inversion for value gap on the right hand side of the curve. So liquidity sweep, inversion. Not something I'd usually take, but still. Actually, let's just say we took it as a Jan entry. Just for fun. Right? Let's say we took this as a Jan entry. Because it's kind of an obvious Jan entry, right? I don't know. It's not super obvious, actually. But we'll still mark it. We'll still mark it. All right. 1 minute inversion for value gap at 11:15. 11:15. We're locked in. We are locked in. IFEG, 1 minute. And that's it. That's all it is. A simple trade. Oh, I forgot to mark it as a Jan entry. Wait, hang on. Let's go in and change that. Not really a realistic trade I would take because I don't usually take trades like that though. But 11:15 IFEG-J, 1 minute. Okay. Let's move on. Dude, this is so interesting. The way we come up, we obviously get rejected here for some reason, and I'm curious why. And I actually kind of feel like it was a Dynamis model. Yeah, look. This was Dynamis, right? We have OB here. Man, I had a feeling that it was. But I couldn't prove it in the moment. Because it's just the type of signature that you expect when I see Dynamis, right? I'll see an OB that swept liquidity. This is just what I've noticed from screen time, right? I'll see an OB that swept liquidity. So this is the final up close candle that took liquidity. So this is all just accumulation. So accumulation. So OB. And then we have another OB that reacted off the initial OB. So propulsion block here, right? So OB. And then propulsion block, PB. And yeah, I had a gut feeling that it was a Dynamis model, but I couldn't figure out how to put it together. But now that I'm looking at it in hindsight, man, this was definitely a possible trade to take, and it's not easy to take it, but so OB, PB, accumulation. We actually had S&T with this high. Oh my gosh, we have S&T with this high too. Wait. 6 hour S&T. We have 6 hour S&T because this is 12. Yeah, look at this. This is 6 hour S&T between this high and this high. Okay, check this out. So this was S&T with New York AM high. So that's why I'm going to make it green. So depending on what session it had S&T with, I'm going to make it whether green or red. Right, you guys kind of see this now. Accumulation, manipulation, pull back up to the propulsion block, and now it's a 1 minute propulsion block, so I'm going to look for a 15-second change in state or a 5-second change in state off of it. Man, this was clean. Now, this is like definitely more of an advanced trade. Like, very, very advanced trade. Like ICT type of trade. But I want to get to the point where I could take trades like this. So 1 minute OB. Oh, wait, let's check the true open. The true open of... I'm actually so confused. Wait, when is the true open? Oh, yeah, True Open's not all the way till there. That's way too late. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So 1 minute propulsion block. And then let's go to the 15-second. And you can see here we have accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. Okay, first let's actually let's screenshot the higher time frame. So this is gonna be first I'm gonna mark it out before I even put the change in state, so that way you can see the whole thing. So Dynamis model, right? You're probably like, there's no change in state. What are you talking about? There is. It's on the lower time frame. We just got to get down to it. Once again, advanced trade. I'm not saying we're at the point where we can take this yet, right? This is advanced, but one day I'd like to be able to take this. Right. So this is my Dynamis model. 15-second change in state, and then we delivered to the 8th standard deviation. Bang. Okay. Okay, 13:15. Oh my gosh, it was during the PM macro. This just doesn't get better than this, huh? What the heck? This is kind of cool. PM macro here. $13.10, $13.40. Clean. Once again, advanced trade. I'm not saying I'm at the point where I can take this yet, but I like to observe stuff like this. So 11:15. Wait, not 11:15. 13:15. 15 Dynamis, 1 minute, aligning with the 15-second number 1. Now let's look at the lower time frame so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about here. We have a 1 minute propulsion block. We get an aligned time frame, 15. Look at that. I marked it out perfectly before I even knew where it was. That's kind of cool. So yeah, 1 minute propulsion block. We have accumulation, manipulation of this high. We can actually mark it out like this. Accumulation, manipulation of this high, and then align time frame change in state. Off the propulsion block, we retest that. Bang. Deliver lower off of it. Man, could you imagine if I could take this live one day? I think the live stream would lose their minds, bro. I think they this would just be so cool if I could take this live. So 1 minute OB, 1 minute PB, 6 hour SMT, 15-second change in state. All right, let's calculate the risk. 1.7. Oh shoot, this one's gonna be hard. Okay. So 2 micro contracts on my personal. Shoot. 17 micro contracts of base risk. $68 micro contracts on Top Step. 204 micro contracts on Apex. Okay, I got some work to do, but hey, When we get this change in state, I have time to put limit orders on all those with the appropriate risk. I think it's doable, guys. We're gonna get to the point where we can calculate all that in our heads. I think you also get nervous because you put trades on pedestals. Like, what do you mean? I'm lost, bro. Put trades on pedestals? Okay, so here's here's Dynamis Part 2, where we show the actual line time frame change in state of delivery on the lower time frame. $13.16. Dynamis. 1 minute, 15 second. Number 2. Bang. How long you been trading? 26 months. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying, Gary. I get what you're saying. But it would be, objectively, this would be really cool if I did take this, you know? I'm not saying, you know, I should be going for trades like this right now because this is a very, very advanced trade. But with that in mind, it's kind of cool, right? This is kind of cool how precise these markets are, and I just like to observe it. Okay, how long have I been trading? 26 months. All right, I'm gonna get some water. But yeah, this is my Dynamis model where you take a propulsion block, align time frame, change state off the propulsion block. Are you profitable? What's some good advice for a beginner? Semi-profitable. I've gotten payouts. I've gotten funded. Main thing right now is focusing on, emotional control. And not like I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely know what I'm doing. I know how these markets move. But, trading real money, I can backtest all I want, but those live markets, takes time to develop that edge into the markets. But I've definitely, gotten payouts, been successful with trading, but does that mean I'm a millionaire yet? That part's still a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? What's some good advice for a beginner? So, like I told the other guy in here, just, make sure that you have a budget for how much you're willing to put into trading. Do not go over that budget, because if you go over that budget, you're going to lose everything you have because these markets will eat you alive. So just put a budget in place. Say, I'm only going to spend this much on prop accounts. I'm only going to put this much into a personal account per month, and do not go over it because you'll lose all your money trying to basically, and then from there, trade on demo. If you hit your monthly budget, trade on demo, but do not lose more than your monthly budget, because if you don't have that monthly budget, you're going to lose way more than you could ever imagine, and you don't want to do that. There's no need to do that. Did you make money today? Yeah, so I called the markets live. I get so nervous, bro, but I didn't take a trade, and I had this all marked out. I was literally shaking. I was gonna take this. And I hesitated because I couldn't calculate the risk fast enough. This was the first position for value gap, and then it got inversed, and I was gonna take it. I was shaking, and I couldn't calculate the risk in time, and then it started leaving without me. And bro, obviously I'm upset about it, but you know what? I learned a lesson, which is I gotta get more efficient at calculating the risk in my head, which is not easy to do, but I'm gonna get better at it. And then I would have targeted like this consolidation here. So this would be like 1.8 to 1. So it was the first presented for value gap that happened after 9:30. Rejected it, inversed it. Very obvious accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And I actually was probably going to leave a runner to the high. Yo, what's up?
Hi, I just wanted to let you know the movie's starting in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm
The
live
pizza's
streaming.
gonna be here.
Alright, I might come over in just a bit.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, like I said, the main issue is calculating my risk because I have to convert this. So this is telling me how many micros to risk on my personal account, so not even one. Then I have to convert that to Top Step. So let's see how fast I can do it this time. So 0.4, so 4 micro contract standard risk, and then times that by 4. So 16 micros on Top Step, and then and then 36 micro contracts on Apex. So I'm kind of slow with it, right? And so I got to be able to, get faster at converting all the risk. And yeah, I could just use a copy trader, right? Obviously, I could use that copy trader that, I don't know. But I still trying to find one that I like. So as of right now, I'm manually copying my copy trades across my prop firms. It was whatever. What funded route do you like to go? Right now, bro, the only one I'm trusting right now is Top Step because, I don't know. Apex has just been kind of doing me dirty with not responding to my emails. I'm not going to lie. I'm really actually kind of upset about it. And, I don't know. I haven't gotten familiar with any other firms besides Top Step and Apex. So, that 18 seconds is okay because 18 seconds... I can calculate everything. I can put the limit order in, and then, we would have retested it. I'd have been good. So, it's okay. What time you trade best? I only trade AM. But actually, if I still have opportunity, like if I didn't take a loss in the morning, I do allow myself to take opportunities later in the day. Typically, I don't. Yeah, dude, Top Step, I would say Top Step's the best. You don't have to deal with all those rules that Apex give you. It's kind of a headache. And Apex is really only good if you're a really good trader and you wanna drain the firm with those 20 accounts that they give you for cheap. But for everyone else, I think Top Step's probably a more realistic approach because they have easier rules. And I don't know. I've been liking Top Step, but I've really only tried Apex and Top Step, so I don't really know past that. But yeah, this was the trade I was going to take today. And I'll show you the other trade that I wish I took. It was really obvious. We had a 15-minute gap, 1 minute change instead delivery. And this one was really good too, right? So I wish I took this, right? We have 15-minute gap with 6-hour SMT, liquidity sweep, break of structure, and change instead of delivery, 1 minute change state retest. Deliver up to those highs. So that's, I kind of wish I took that one, but that's why I backtest, so I can reflect and keep getting better. But I definitely should have taken that first presented for value gap inversion. Okay, let's try calculating this one again. Okay, 3. So nothing on my personal. 12 on Top Step, 36 on Apex. I'm gonna get there. And now the fan's going off. Should I do a market recap today, guys? Oh, let's go. I got a sub. What do you guys think? I could do a market recap today. I've been kind of slacking with it. Let's go. 6 watching. So, okay. Yeah, just crazy amount of opportunity today. Yeah, I think the afternoon was a little harder to trade, honestly. I think this 15-minute gap was super obvious, and then we got SMT with it. Oh, yeah, we could look at a short that we could have taken, right? We were considering taking a short in the morning. I actually really liked the short. We were essentially going to use this breaker as our key level. And in hindsight, we should have just marked out the lowest down close candle here as our breaker. So 15-minute breaker. That's why we do back testing, so we can see, okay, what's the best way to mark this out? What's the best way to draw this out? What's the best way to learn from this? And then we know going into the future. But this is, I would mark this out, you can just mark this out as the lowest down close candle here. So 15-minute breaker. Nicely placed in premium, if I had to guess. Maybe not, but we'll see. Yeah, we tap premium. So then 1 minute change in state. Let's see if we get that. Alright, so that's not that obvious. So I guess we might need to go for a 5-minute breaker. Yeah, 5-minute breaker here. I like the 5-minute one way better. Okay, 5-minute breaker. And then 30-second change in state. Okay, so this one's actually pretty good, right? We have a sweep of this high. Check this out. So this is a really good one to learn from because it's going to tell us a lot about how we can enter a trade when it doesn't perfectly retest the change in state. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So measure out from high to low. We perfectly tap equilibrium here of this. So there's equilibrium. And here's accumulation. Accumulation. Manipulation of this high. And so you could consider taking this change of state. Personally, that one's not obvious enough for me. I would never take that. I would wait for this one. We end up getting this, but we get this very aggressive close lower. So we get the close. We do not tap the body of the retest, right? And so you're like, wow, there's no entry here. Well, honestly, guys, anything in this wick is fair game for entry. That is something that I've learned over time through screen time is like the top of the wick, the midpoint, the bottom, the top, it's all valid. I guess we do technically get perfectly filled if you enter on the retest of this here. But I don't know. It's not necessarily for sure that you would get filled. So, I'd maybe put, the entry slightly, into the wick a little bit more, just to make sure I get filled. Hopefully that makes sense because, you're gonna get filled last if you enter right at that change in state. And with this good of momentum, I'm okay with entering here. So 30-second change in state, and so I'll actually mark it out like this. Once again, anything within this range is this from the wick to the change in state is valid for my entry according to my back testing. So I'd probably go something like this. So right as we get that close, I pop that limit order in. It's like that video I made about the order blocks being a brick wall, right? This series of up close candles is the order block or a breaker block, whichever one. This is breaker block. You're putting that limit order in place right as that momentum shifts. The market pops back into that limit order and then dumps all the way back, all the way lower, right? Go watch that video I made about the chain of state deliveries are like brick walls, guys. And then, yeah, we delivered this to our... Let's measure out... Actually, I kind of want to measure this out from bodies. So let's measure out from body to body. Actually, I would just target this. I think this is fine. You could leave a runner for the fourth, but you don't need to. So, anyway. That's pretty sweet, honestly. And then, yeah, we tap equilibrium here. So accumulation, manipulation, 30-second change in state. Anywhere between the wick and the change in state is valid according to my back testing. And then we deliver lower. Pretty sweet. So this is a 5-minute, 30-second flow state retest. I might be done back testing for now, guys. Yeah, 5-minute breaker, 30-second change instead delivery. 9:39. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna be done. I may or may not do a market recap today. I don't know. Kind of just depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of opportunity today. One day at a time. Let's keep going. With that, guys, peace out. Oh, let's calculate the risk on this. Okay, 0.4. Okay, let's say I did 0.4. Okay, 0.4. So that's 4 micros of base risk, 16 micros of top step, and wait. $48. Wait. Yeah, 48 on Apex. See, this one, it's actually very time sensitive. We only got 30 seconds to enter, so. I'm gonna have to keep getting better at calculating in my head. I'm not gonna look at gold right now, but maybe this weekend we can take a look at gold and, when I have more time. But I don't have a ton of time right now. And look at that, guys. It got dark in the time that I've been backtesting, so that's cool. Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this backtesting session. Let's keep going.